I'm sleeping in a tent with a sign taped to the front that says no Danas allowed, and it's just dawning on me now that I might not be taking the breakup very well. As far as signs of emotional stability go, this isn't one of them. I guess it makes me feel safer. I brought this thing to Yellowstone. If it can protect me from bears, it can protect me from 5'2" Dana. What real damage can she do? Other than hurt my feelings some more. Although, she could probably just do that through the tent. It's probably that as long as I'm in here, it doesn't feel like I'm out there. The same room where she told me she was falling in love with me. Outside these flimsy nylon walls, I could be anywhere. Peru, Costa Rica, an alternate universe where she never existed. Or, better yet, an alternate universe where she still wanted to be with me. And I don't want to think about her anymore. I don't want to think about the shitty things she did, and I don't want to think about how quickly I'd forgive her if she asked me to. So I moved into this tent, so I wouldn't be reminded, which is kind of stupid because I don't need to be reminded. It's not like I'm going to forget anytime soon, like I'm going to step out of here and be like, oh, what's her name again? And need to consult the sign. You know what? Maybe this tent isn't keeping the bad things out. Maybe it's just trapping the misery in. Although it's not much better being outside. The sun is shining, flowers are blooming, and nobody cares about my personal problems. And part of me wants to be like, hi, excuse me, I just noticed that a number of you were holding hands, and I just wanted to ask if maybe you could cut it out for a week or two, because my girlfriend recently broke up with me, and it just makes me feel really uncomfortable to see people that are happy together. I'm grieving the death of my expectations. Our future together? Dead. The road trip we had planned? Dead. The condoms I bought? Useless. For a while at least. According to Wikipedia, there are 5 stages of grief. The first, denial, occurred when I told her that, of course, we could still be friends. The second, anger, occurred when I told everyone I know that I hope she dies in a fire. The third, bargaining, occurred when, in one of my lesser moments, I tried to convince her to reconsider dumping me. She ran back into her building crying while I shouted after her, I love you! Before this, the only other thing I had shouted after a crying woman was, hey, you forgot your ice cream! Now, as you can tell by all the slumping, I'm on number 4. Depression. I hope you all die. Do you know that? I hope you all die. I want all of you to die. In a violent way, preferably. I really hope that all of you die. I've read everything she's written on the internet since she broke up with me. You know, that sounds kind of creepy when I say it out loud. And I'm pretty sure that's not helping things. But I don't think it's masochism as much as I think it's the part of me that still loves her struggling to not be marginalized. And I know that part's still there because when I close my eyes, I can still feel what it feels like to hold her. I can still dream the same dreams I dreamt then. Yet it's fleeting, and I know that in a while I'll think back on it all and be like, oh yeah, Dana, the selfish girl that put me through all that emotional trauma. I won't be able to remember the feelings, but I'll remember the facts. And I never wanted her to become a footnote. I never wanted her to become an amusing anecdote to pull out at parties. I never wanted her to hurt me, and I never wanted her to be gone forever. I just wanted her, and I couldn't have her. All I could have was the pain she left behind. And as the infatuation slowly leaves, I realize that I might have been bamboozled. Every time I drink, I make the argument that there's no such thing as bad pizza. And it's not true, and I'm proven wrong every time I have bad pizza. But the thing about pizza is that it's so fundamentally good that it's hard to think that it could ever be bad. And I think maybe I was so happy to be having pizza that I didn't realize that Dana was bad pizza. She probably could have been a little bit more considerate of my feelings, among other things. And I know I didn't deserve that. I know I'm funny and smart and nice, and I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna reach stage 5, acceptance. And not just because Wikipedia tells me I'm going to, because I've always gotten better in the past. And I might be miserable now, but one day I'm gonna have an awesome wife, and lots of money, and a Slurpee machine. Because it only makes sense. And I'll look back at all this and ask myself what the point was in being so sad. Though, in the meantime, if anybody needs me, I'll be in my tent.